content anyway. I am currently in the line for security at the airport in Berlin on the way over to Ireland for pretty much the entire month, and I'm kind of in between minds as to what to read when I'm on the plane. So I could continue with It Happened One Summer. I'm about 140-ish pages into it, and I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would. But also I have a buddy read of Finlay Donovan is Killing It with Brianna from Fuck Wasn't a Book that I haven't even started. But to be honest, I don't think she has started it either, considering we haven't even discussed starting it with each other yet. I also haven't asked Roisin, but we were talking last night and I know that she had a pretty busy Friday, so I don't think she has started it either. Should I just push that back until Monday? It starts after work on Monday. I had a couple of presents and stuff that I had to open when I got back home. So from my brother, I got a jersey for our local sports team and a t-shirt also for our local sports team. From my friend Jenny, I got a card with the loveliest little list inside of like 30 wishes, dreams, achievements for the whole year. Obsessed. Also, my lovely friend Caitlin gave me a copy of Beach Reads by Emily Henry. I always say Beach Reads, there's no S. And it's one that I've read as a copy from NetGalley when it originally came out, but I wanted to have my own copy. But let me show you the true star of the show. This little area in my bedroom used to have like a kind of a small stand down here at the bottom, but I kind of just wanted somewhere to sit. Two of my uncles are carpenters, so I asked them if there was anything that they could do, and they said they probably wouldn't get it done until maybe August, and I was like, oh, I'll be gone by then. They nailed it. I've got a little seat that I can sit on, and brand new storage drawers. Find me here whenever you're looking for me. I'm slightly confused. There's a phone right beside my bed. Room service? I'm having a bit of an identity crisis. Because I read a Tessa Bailey book last night, finished it on the plane, actually on the train down home, and I gave it 4.5 stars. Who am I anymore? I don't know what it was about It Happened One Summer that just struck me from the word go, basically. I think part of the reason is that it's a Schitt's Creek retelling. We all know I'm a big fan of Schitt's Creek. I think another part of the reason is that, okay, the dirty talk was there. There was kind of like flavours of your usual Tessa Bailey dirty talk, but it wasn't as heavy as previously times was. So maybe I just jammed with it a little bit better there. I think another reason is that I read it rather than listen to it as an audiobook. I think reading it rather than hearing it in my ear, different vibe, different story. So as of last night, I have now moved on to Finlay Donovan is Killing It. I haven't checked in with Brianna as to where she is in the book, but I am on chapter 4 at the moment, I believe, and I am actually really enjoying it. I'm not super far in enough to know exactly where it's going to go, where I want it to go, or the vibe, but as of right now, I'm having a quite good time with this book. I'm going to go and enjoy my chair. See you later. Adore, what do we do when it's somebody's birthday?
Party!
Exactly. So it is party day. My entire family, mom's side and dad's side, are both coming over. So there's going to be about 40, 50 people in the house for the entire evening. We're going to have a barbecue, we're going to have some drinks. There's 3 different types of cake. I will show you all 3 of them before they get cut into and destroyed. But I'm taking like 5 minutes to just tell you how Finlay Donovan is going. I am having a really good time. I had kind of ideas as to what Finlay Donovan was about. I knew that Finlay Donovan herself was a romance reader who had been tasked by a stranger to carry out a hit job when said stranger heard her like discussing her next book with her agent, and her next book wasn't going to be a romance, it was going to be kind of like a thriller. So she was probably looking at like how to bridge this gap that she had. I am getting really into it, but there's things that I didn't expect. Like I didn't expect that Finlay was a parent, a divorcee, that she had been cheated on by her ex-husband, and we're just kind of getting into the idea of why Finlay has been asked by this other person to murder this suspect. I'm into it. I'm really into it, but there isn't going to be a whole lot of reading done today for obvious reasons. However, I will take you with me on the party. I have just finished a book and I have a cup of tea. I'm in quite a good place right now, thank you. I'm probably like 5% from the end of Finlay Donovan. It's almost in a this book existed and I read it territory, but I think that the final bit of it kind of saved it for me a little bit. I don't necessarily know why or what it was. I feel like jumping too much from the ebook to the audiobook and back and forth. I think that just kind of took me out of the story a little bit. So maybe that wasn't necessarily the best book I could have done it with. However, it's done. Almost. We're finished. Almost. And now I have got something a little bit left of field lined up. I've mentioned this a couple of times recently. Most recently in my 5-star reads across my life video. And I knew that I had a copy of it back at home at my parents' house, and I knew that when I was back home it was one that I wanted to read. And it's The Better Brain Stories by Alan Alberg. This is one that I was high-key obsessed with when I was younger. It's one of my favourite books from my childhood. I think I was alive when it came out, but I'm going to double check. It was published in 95. I was 3. As I've said several times, this has like kind of shit posting but make it a book vibes. There's a kind of an allegory of the Trojan horse. There's a time jump. The characters in this book basically go to the writer and tell him that they're not happy with how their story is turning out and that they want something a little bit more exciting. They want something to actually happen in their lives. So the writer's like, right, I'm going to show you a good time, and puts them into a Trojan horse, or puts them into time loops, or time jumps, or murderous milkmen. It's a trip. It's very short. It's about 90 something pages, maybe about 95 pages. And it is definitely one that I am going to get finished this evening. So, book, 30th birthday chocolate that was kindly gifted to me on Sunday. Tea. We're good for the evening. See you later. Shall we open it? I don't think it's a bike. I know a couple of people who said that they wanted to send something via my wish list, but I did tell them send it to my parents' house, because that is where I would be for the end of the month. Okay, so I'm covering over the names of the books and who sent them. I know nothing about this, but Maeve Binchy is the reason Uncle Colin was still awake to save our Terry Girls from Liam Neeson. So she must be good. Right, so that's definitely a Maeve Binchy book. I love The Honeymooners, so I would love your view on this. I'm very interested. Let's see. So, we've got 2 books. I'm assuming one is a Maeve Binchy book. It's chunky. Oh, it's Circle of Friends. Okay, so I read this as an audiobook for the Irish Readathon in March of last year and obsessed over it. It was my first ever Maeve Binchy books and I really loved it. And the second one is The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren, which I definitely want to have a proper physical copy of and that I can dip in and out of. Unfortunately, Amazon did not tell me who it was that sent these. But I'm going to go on a search. Finally, one of those ones who gives an update in the car. That's obviously not my sign. I finished the Brown stories in about an hour last night because I did get a little bit distracted. But I have not picked up a single book all day. I've been working all day. I didn't even listen to an audiobook. It was just a pretty podcast heavy day. I'm going out for dinner now, and I think I'm going to sit on the decision for a little bit and decide what to read. Maybe ask her what she would read if she was in my position. I'm pretty much surrounded by a plethora of books. I've got all of my books from my childhood. I've got all of the books that I would have read when I was younger. I've got all of the books that I don't bring with me to Germany usually. So I have got like an embarrassment of riches. I just don't know which direction to go in. First, I went shopping. One of the vouchers that I showed you was actually a voucher from Christmas of last year, and I brought it down to Eason's with me, and I came home with 2 books. I still have about a £5 left on the card, but I have 2 books. First one is Heartstopper Volume 2. Victoria gifted me Heartstopper Volume 1 for my birthday, and I felt like that was a good chance to start my collection. I wanted to actually get all of them when I was down there, but they only had 3 and 4. They only had 2 and 4, but not 3. So I thought, you know what? I'll do it one by one. It's fine. Next one is probably going to surprise everybody because it sure as hell surprised me. But I actually got on okay with It Happened One Summer. So much so that I picked up Hook, Line and Sinker. Look, I've heard stuff. Lily from Literary Lily did not love this. She gave it maybe 3 stars, I think. There's a couple of other people that I know who've read this and didn't love it. They weren't super enamored by it, but you know what? I'm going to go into it with clear mind, open heart, and just go for it. See how we get on. But I'm not actually going to read either of those right now because I have a habit of buying books and not reading them for 7 years. What I'm going to read instead is Dear Reader by Kathy Renson Brick. This was given to me by Charlotte from Coiny Reads, who coincidentally also gifted me the copies of Circle of Friends and The Soulmate Equation that you saw me opening earlier on. This was gifted to me by Charlotte. She read it, I believe, or I gifted it to her. We have some sort of a connection there. But this is a non-fiction book all about Kathy's life as a reader. I think there's snippets from other people who are really into books, either authors or booksellers or librarians or bloggers or some kind of situation with books. And it's talking about the power of words, the power of reading, what it's like to get into reading when you're a child. This is also one that I've seen on BookBreak a couple of times, so I think Emma has read this and loved this as well. Let's see how I get on. I was initially going to put this as my July pick for the Buzzwordathon. However, on kind of second look back, I think that the Better Brown Stories fits into the theme for July, which is book words, so anything to do with books. And what's contained in a book? Stories. But if that doesn't work out, Dear Reader is my backup. Let's find out. I have no idea who this is from at all. And it's not going to come with a gift note. It does come with a bookmark though, as per every book depository thing. So, it is a copy of The Housekeeper and the Professor. I have a feeling I know who this might be from. And I think it might be from Emma from Drinking by My Shelf. I am part of her Patreon, and I upgraded my Patreon to the 2nd tier in January, and with that you got a choice of a book, basically. So I was very cheeky and asked her if she wouldn't mind to just send me it in June for my birthday. Clearly it's this one. I'm just back from a barbecue at one of my cousin's houses, and while I was on the way to and from there, myself and Brianna from For Paws in a Book were talking about Tessa Bailey. She had already read It Happened One Summer. I have already read It Happened One Summer, but she just today finished Hook, Line and Sinker. And I've said here earlier on, I don't think it's in a slump, I'm just in a rut with what I'm reading. I don't know what to read, I don't know where to go, I don't know what to pick up. And she said that she gave Hook, Line and Sinker 5 stars. However, Lily also did say that she gave him maybe 3 stars. And I'm intrigued. Brianna said that it's not as steamy and that there are discussions of toxic masculinity in youth and how that can impact you. So I'm going to give it a try. I think this now overtakes Felix Ever After as possibly the quickest to come on and then straight away off my TBR, because it's now Saturday. I bought this on Thursday. Tomorrow I am going on a 3/4 family trip, and the reason it's a 3/4 family trip is that only 3/4 of my family is actually going on it. But we're going to go down to Youghal, which is a seaside town really close to where I grew up, and then we're also going to go into Cork City, which is about an hour away from where I grew up. And I'm also meeting one of my friends for breakfast in the morning, so why don't you come along with me? Part 1.
Yeah, part 1.
This is part 1.
Because we were talking about our
I don't know how many fucking parts of this story.
There's 3. We were talking about our readathon.
Okay.
So that's part 1. Yeah.
Oh, it's bubble wrap. I love bubble wrap. Okay. Did I just rip the bubble wrap? Oh, look how good this is! Do you have to see? Look at us with bracelet buddies!
Matching. It says just one more chapter.
Oh my god, look at us.
You might
with
need to
bracelet.
stretch it a little
look
bit
at
to
us
go over,
with
yeah.
bracelet buddies.
And then stretch it back.
Aww. That's what they'll call us. I just had breakfast with Roisin, and I'm going to show you the outcome of one of the gifts that she got me, because it's going to take me way too long to take it out of the packet. I'll take the banner off this because it's going to make it easier. Okay, I might have to turn the camera one. A book ambassador, girl! I did ask for this, so I knew it was coming, but it is so good. She did also get me a necklace that says "It's only the beginning" in Irish, which is the perfect phrase for how life is going to go at the moment. So, as well as that, what is reading like? Reading has not basically happened. Today, I read about 10 pages before Roisin and I went for breakfast. At the moment, it's just a text conversation between Hannah and Fox. And there's a little bit of flirty banter between the two of them, and I like it. Let's go and see how it continues. This is my hair naturally. Embrace it, pay attention to it. It might not last very long. I'm cutting this super fucking fine because it is Wednesday the 13th today and this vlog is due up in exactly 24 hours. Tiny update. I'm 69 pages in to Hook, Line and Sinker. I'm enjoying it. It's very much a slow burn. And I think Brianna did tell me that it's much more of a slower burn than it happened one summer, where they basically have got this chemistry the whole way through. But I've also noticed that Fox and Hannah, a lot of the conversations that they have are kind of texts with each other. So they are building up that kind of rapport without bringing it into the bedroom, which is pretty good. I am really enjoying it. I don't know if I'm enjoying it as much as it happened one summer, but I'm getting there. I'm really liking it. This evening, my cousins and I on my mom's side are all going out for dinner because my cousin is going back to Australia on Friday. So it's the last time that all 6 of us are going to be in the country roughly at the same time, apart from Christmas if she's coming home. So we're going to go and have dinner and that is going to be really nice. But unfortunately, I have got to finish the vlog here. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you the food. If I get a chance, I'll put a little picture of what I ate here. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I have new videos up every week. Now, get on out of here.